Well, hello, how y'all doing? Karma Collector here. All right, well, here's another piece of circumstantial evidence about the night of the crime that's pretty kind of hard to get over, right? This is a difficult one here, man. This is a good piece, right? Gotta think, though. You gotta use your brain. Don't just look at it like, wow. All right? Those fabric softener sheets that were strategically placed there, those were placed there because of the stench that they knew they were going to leave. Okay, when they threw Dee Dee's body in there on top of it. Do those look like they were stuffed under the body once she was murdered in the bed? Or does it look like they were placed there and then the body was thrown on top of it? Okay, Dee Dee couldn't be wandering around the house and Dee Dee's in there. Oh, don't mind me in here, Mama. I'm just laying down fabric softener sheets so I can, maybe overpower the stench of your corpse rotting, because you gotta let you rot a few days so they don't know the exact time of death and this, that, and the other. Can't have that. Come on, you guys. Look at those. That's why they were placed there. They were placed there, and then she was thrown on top of that because they took her out in the kitchen. Okay? They all took her out of the kitchen long before Nick even got there. Okay? Nick got there. She faked him out with, it's a binding ritual. We're taking her out together. Okay? And then she had 4 days to work on his mind. 4 days. There was a reason it was 4 days before they found the body. They knew about the body on the 11th because David Blanchard made the call right away and said, whoa, didn't go as planned. She didn't take out Nick as well like she was supposed to. That didn't happen. So they had to wait till the right medical examiner came on. That is why they waited till the 14th, and they putted around and said, oh, we went in and looked. We didn't see anything. The cops didn't see anything. Nobody saw anything. Big-ass Dee Dee with no door frame. Nope, didn't see nothing. How do we miss that? My God. Well, because of the medical examiner that was coming on, that they either had blackmail over, was just adjacent because they pay him, is a Luciferian himself. You guys, the night of the crime, that was, I hate to say this, man, in 99% of the cases in America, I'm certain, if not more than 99%, 99 point something, cases, they go in, they investigate what's there, and then they figure out what happened. You know, maybe they figure out what happened is wrong a little bit sometimes, but what I'm saying is they're honestly going in there and doing that, and they're going off the evidence of what's real. But then there's situations like this that arise because they're running the world where they had the 4 days, they had the time to sit down and figure out the narrative, what they're going to do, how they're going to do this, and then they made the autopsy fit around that. All right, these are one of these instances, few, far between. The autopsies don't really happen. Those are not even pictures of her, man. Or they're doctored. Those aren't even pictures of her, those autopsy photos that you're seeing. They slit her throat, drained her blood in the kitchen. There's blood all over the kitchen. There's nothing in the bedroom. You guys, there's plenty of things wrong with that autopsy, man. And I'm going to do a whole video over on that, okay? Okay? But I'm going to do a whole video on what's wrong with all that autopsy and how she was gone before Nick got there. No one can find that out, man. All right? And the mother was asking too many questions. We see what happened to her. All right? And that's that, guys. That's important evidence. That is important circumstantial evidence to not overlook those fabric softener sheets that were laid there. So I guess they thought that would lessen the stench of the body rotting. They weren't there for any other reason. And there's no way she did that with her mother walking around the house. No way to explain that. That was when she was already gone on the kitchen floor before they moved her with a sheet and threw her back in that bed like an animal. After they slit her throat from ear to ear, and yes, they mutilated her genitals as part of the torture ritual. That is something they do. Just like Islam, which is a Luciferian religion at the top, they've been tricked. They do clitorectomies on their women, just like circumcision on baby boys. Back then, they acted like that's a covenant between God. You got to be careful with the Old Testament. That's a covenant with Lucifer. Our God, our Father, would never send babies here that needed their dicks clipped, or they'd come with their dicks clipped. That's obviously a covering and protective covering over it. And when they cut it, I hate to be gross, they put their mouth to it. All right? So you have to be careful with that. So what I'm telling you is this is good, important evidence that they did that. And that's why they did that. And I'll see you in the next one.